Hello, this is my 32 Sedan. This is the driver's compartment and the dashboard. I've decided to change my steering wheel. I'm part way through the job, but I thought I'd just put the different steering wheels on just to give you guys an idea of the options. So let's start. That is the Hudson steering wheel, which I believe is something like 37, 38 Hudson. That's been on there for a while. It's nice, but it's large and very heavy. Okay, so let's have a look at an alternative. That, I believe, is a 33/34 wheel, and I've actually already converted the splines, well, the shaft, to a Ford taper and key shaft, so that will fit straight on. So that's an alternative. That is a 1940 Ford wheel, which I believe is a deluxe, and that is lighter than the Hudson and smaller diameter than the Hudson. It is a little damaged, but is holding together and actually would be drivable like that. It has the chrome trim from the deluxe model. I might be wrong about that. I've got one of those steering wheels that hasn't got that. I don't know if it's a car stroke pickup delineation or deluxe standard. But that's a nice wheel. I like the look of that wheel. That will bolt straight on because I've got the Ford taper shaft. This steering wheel is I don't know what it is exactly, but it's something like an Austin or something like that. It's very light. It's a reasonable diameter, but the spline is nothing like, so it would need an adapter. The spline is so far off, I've even had to put a screwdriver there just to stop it flopping down. But I believe that is some sort of an Austin, possibly an Austin Healey or something like that. But it's a nice looking wheel. It's old, it's got a bit of age to it, and that was a possibility. But that would need an adapter, a spline adapter Boss making. This is a mystery wheel which doesn't fit. I don't know what it's off. I'd like to know what it is off actually. It doesn't fit this shaft. It has a spline that is the same as older English Fords, like for instance the 100E model, Anglia, Cortina, those sorts of things. It fits that spline. But I don't believe it is a Ford wheel because I would have probably recognised it if it was a Ford wheel. It's in some sort of, possibly a primer, I'm not sure. I don't know, I just bought it randomly at the Classic Car Show at the NEC. I think I could probably bore the hub on that to suit the early Ford taper, and I'd have to broach a keyway in. But all of this is doable and interesting. Those are my alternatives, so I'll just flash through them. We've got the Hudson, we've got the 33/34, we've got the 40, we've got the Austin Healey, possibly, and the mystery wheel. So that's it. Where do we go from here? This wheel is smaller than the 40 wheel. Well, it's a similar outer diameter, but it's kind of chunkier, so the sort of centre line is smaller. It is chunkier. It's got more of a solid feel to it. It also feels a little bit lighter than the 40 wheel. This wheel is smaller than that wheel. This is the smallest, and it's got like fine kind of ribbing on the back rather than the big sort of finger holds. I don't know what it's of. I'm thinking when I do gow or something like that, where you got to steer it and get up the hill, a wheel like this might be best. So, but I think for looks, I think that one looks the best. Quite heavy though, and a bit damaged. It is quite heavy though. And just for a novelty, I like that one as well. As I'm doing this comparison, I'm kind of formulating a plan in my mind that I'm going to move forward with. And I think what I'm going to do is retain the early Ford shaft there that I've already fitted. I'm going to fit this wheel, which is the one I was intending to fit. I'm going to clean this wheel up so this wheel can be swapped on as and when desired, because they're interchangeable. So I'm going to clean this one up a bit, get them both ready. And then what I'm also going to do, unless I do identify this wheel and it's a really rare model and worth a lot of money, in which case I'll pass it on to somebody who wants that rare model. What I might do with this is modify the hub to fit the early Ford taper and have that as an alternative as well. Will they stay in place? So I've got 3 there that I can use on this car and swap them out as I want. Okay. Righto, that was an interesting little play about, wasn't it? Sometimes you have to sort of more or less just go with the no-brainer, don't you? That's the no-brainer, really. The others are an alternative. I will continue with the job and I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Hello, I'm to the point now where I want to try and conclude the wiring. I've worked out exactly what I want, and to make it easy for myself, instead of trying to work here, I'll show you what I've done. I'll put this column here, this steering mast, and attach the switches to it. I've fed 5 wires up this piece of braided conduit, whatever you call it. So there's my 5 wires there. They're relatively thin, but the loads are light. All it's got to do for the indicators is pull a relay in, and all it's got to do for the overdrive is send a signal to the overdrive again, to the overdrive relay. Not even pull the solenoid in. So at this end, the wires come to there where they are constrained with this cable tie, a couple of holes there, and then these 2 wires come around to this switch, which is for the overdrive, and then 3 wires go off around this little link to here. and they're wired to that switch there. There's not a lot of sort of free play there, but that switch will go there. That's the basic look there. Indicators on the left, overdrive switch on the right. I'll see you in a bit then when I come back to do a bit more. Cheers then. Bye. Hello. Here's I'm in the car and I've been continuing with the wiring job. And I've got the wiring here on the column. This is the, you know, the dummy column that I've just used. I'll put connectors onto the other end of the wires here, and I wanted to just test that the wiring works. There's the indicator and there's the overdrive. So if I put the ignition on, just on accessory, and then signal left, yeah, you can see that on there. Then I can signal right as well. So that's working. And then if you listen for a click, the overdrive, that's the overdrive kicking in, and you can see it on the ammeter there. That's the solenoid engaged, and that's disengaged, engaged, disengaged. So that's working as well. I haven't got the light wired up because that's part of the dash. So having proven that the wiring works, I will now clean these up and paint them, and then when I'm ready I can reassemble them onto here, tighten everything up and reassemble it all up. Hello. I painted the switch holders. I've got the dashboard back in place. These are in position, I hope. That's on the accessory position. So now this doesn't light up. I've got no way of making that light up, but there's left. And right. Yep. And then you can see the ammeter and that. Hang on, the lights are on. So that's overdrive. Then you can see the green light. Overdrive, not overdrive. Overdrive, not overdrive. And it'll work in the upwards direction as well. Okay, so they all work. I will continue to fit the dash and put the other screws in and get the rev counter in place, and then I'll tighten up the steering column mount, tighten it up at the bottom and put the steering wheel on. Cool, man. Nearly there. Quite a big job actually, considering it was just a chance buy of this switch that prompted it, and this one came at the same time as well. I've got one the same on my truck actually, it's okay. Righto, back in a bit. Let's do a comparison of the weight of the steering wheels. This is the Hudson. Right, these are in kilograms. Let's call it just over 3.6 kilograms. I'll put the conversion on the screen. 3.6 kilograms for the Hudson. This is the 34 Ford. 34 Ford. 1.8. So it's actually half the weight of the Hudson one. So it's just a fraction under 1.8. This is a 40 Ford. It's not the one I'm using, it's similar. 2.25. So the other one's lighter. Here's the English sports car wheel. Call it 1.5. Just a fraction over. This is a mystery steering wheel that I don't know the actual application, but it's one that I was thinking of maybe using. Yeah, that's just over 1.6. So that is lighter than the 33-34 Ford. And here's the 40 wheel that I am using. .4. Right then. Yeah, it's heavier than that. This one's got a lot of bits missing. Well, that's about it for my steering wheels. So there's the 40 wheel in place. It's rather slender on the rim. And I think that will be the wheel that I use predominantly. I won't go mad because I'll probably take it off again. And I need something to just blank off the middle like that. That actually fits in well with the switchgear because the switchgear is hidden behind the spokes, isn't it? Yeah, you can't actually see it. It's just there. Okay. Indicate. Overdrive. Nice, good, cool. I can get rid of that one now. Hello. I've got this camera pointing low like that because I'm interested in this area here. Ooh. Let's see if the car will start. The steering wheel was just a tiny bit like that when I was coming along the straight roads. That's just taking the play out against the camber. Okay, there's my indicators, there's my overdrive switch, there's my indicator switch. Very good. 40 Ford wheel. Okay, I'll turn it off for a gas myself. Righto, thank you very much for joining me in the garage. As all the YouTubers say, don't forget to click like, you know, bang us in a subscribe if you haven't done one. Make a comment, let us know what you're doing. What have you been up to? You know, the season's starting to pick up now. What have you got looking forward to? What are you working for? What are you working towards? Okay, take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then. Bye.